The Idea of You is one of my favorite films of the year. Now, I don't know if it survives for the rest of the year, but for right now, it's one of my favorite. And over the last few years, I have been complaining about how bad romantic comedies have been. We haven't been getting the greatest romantic comedies, and I grew up with the cream of the crop romantic comedies, and lately they have not been living up to the luster, even retrospectively, how a lot of the romantic comedies from the 80s can be problematic. They were still a whole lot better than what we have now. I feel like The Idea of You is one of the better ones that have been released in the last few years. And I think that is an achievement for how great it is written, directed, and performed. So it was co-written by Robin Lee. She is an actress. I believe she's an attorney in real life too, and an actress and an author. She co-wrote this and wrote the book. You'll remember her from Itch. It was directed by Michael Showalter, and he directed another film that I love from a few years ago. It's a romantic dramedy called The Big Sick. So everyone involved really did contribute to making this one of the better romantic comedies of late. Now, Anne Hathaway, she and the chemistry she shares with Nicholas Galitzine is so sultry in this film. They contributed significantly to this film working. Anne Hathaway and Nicholas Galitzine have electric on-screen chemistry. Their facial acting and emotionality just felt like a deep dive. They inhabited these two characters. Anne Hathaway plays a 40-year-old single mom who is lovelorn. She's divorced. Her husband jilted her, and she's kind of done with relationships. Nicholas plays a 24-year-old boy bander, frontman of this boy band, and he has a thing for older women. And when his eyes lock with Anne Hathaway's, he feels something, and so he begins pursuing her. She pushes off a little, but eventually caves to the idea that love is possible or that a fling is possible. They eventually kindle this blossoming romance on the low for a while until the paparazzi and the public gets wind that she's a cougar. Really, that's the narrative that plays out. And she begins to question whether she should do this for love or protect herself, her heart, and her family. She has a teenage daughter who's kind of getting bullied at school and online. So that's the gist of the story. It's not original. We've seen this play out before, but I think what works is the chemistry and the performances and the music. The score is so good. I love that they did let the music breathe. A lot of times, whole songs aren't played in movies. This one, the songs are played. They are very memorable and catchy. The only thing that I felt like that didn't have any realism, maybe, is that they were in a boy band, sort of like NSYNC or Backstreet Boys, and there was no cohesion with the band. They weren't dressed alike. They weren't in sync as it relates to, choreography. They just seemed to have their own individual identity and no cohesion, which really didn't convey boy bands that we're used to. It just felt a little off. But Nicholas's character eventually branches off to become a soloist because he is that good. The public perception of what the relationship should be does play a part in whether they should be together or whether they should be apart, and if this could work, because they both have such, eventually Anne Hathaway's character does have a public profile, and so the public is in the relationship too. I like that spin on this romantic comedy that we might have seen before, the younger man and older woman. So it works. Again, the chemistry is good, the music is good. Nicholas, oh my goodness, I want to see him in so much more. I know he's a singer, so maybe that is keeping him away from more films. I remember reviewing Purple Hearts a couple of years ago. He was fantastic in that. The music was really good. I want to see him in more. Overall, I recommend this. Again, this is one of my favorite films of the year. There are few and far between. Like this year so far, I have not liked a whole lot. This I really did respond to. Whether you like rom-coms or not, I think you can dig this because the performances are good, the music is good, it's well written, and I think Michael Showalter did a fantastic job directing this to bring everyone along, whether you like romantic comedies or not. At any rate, The Idea of You is currently streaming on Amazon Prime Video.